student.
Plus, find out about more of this year's Greek Week competition. Stay tuned. TrojanVision Nightly News starts now.
University locations around the world. This is TrojanVision Nightly News.
Hello and welcome to TrojanVision Nightly News for March 28, 2012. I'm Courtney Still.
And I'm Tiffany Lester. Thank you for joining us this evening. A Troy University student was the victim of a sexual assault and burglary Monday afternoon, and Troy police are looking for the public's help in catching the suspect responsible for the crime. The incident occurred Monday afternoon around 3:30 in Hunters Mountain Mobile Home Park. Police are looking for a suspect described as a 40 to 50-year-old black male, around 6 foot tall, weighing approximately 250 pounds, with a low haircut, wearing a black or dark blue shirt and loose-fitting black or blue jeans. Anyone who lives in or was visiting Hunters Mountain Monday afternoon around 3 to 4 o'clock and has knowledge of this incident or saw anyone fitting the suspect's description is urged to contact the Troy Police Department at 566-0500 or the Secret Witness Line at 566-5555. At this time, Troy University officials urge students to be cautious until the suspect is apprehended.
I don't think they should be scared, but I think they should be very cautious. I think very cautious. It goes back to a lot of those things that we say a lot of times. Don't walk alone, don't be out alone at night. Going back to what I said earlier, making sure you know who's behind your door when you open it. I think they should be very cautious. I think right now, until a suspect is apprehended, they need to be a little extra cautious. And being aware of their surroundings, and like I say, just knowing who's there and who's behind that door when they open it.
The City of Troy has offered a $5,000 reward to anyone with information that leads to the arrest and conviction of the person responsible for Monday's assault. If you have information, once again, you are urged to contact the Troy Police Department at 566-0500 or the Secret Witness Line at 566-5555.
All this week, fraternities and sororities have been competing in Greek Week as a way to find out who will come out on top. And while the competing continues, they have found a way to give back to the community at the same time. Members of Greek fraternities and sororities all over Troy University's campus are rolling up their sleeve to participate in the annual Greek Week blood drive.
This blood drive is always a huge blood drive because they get certain points, and today the Greeks get points for giving blood. And what that does for us though is get people that may not normally give blood to give it a shot, and they become lifetime donors.
Pittman said today's goal was to collect 156 pints of blood. Now, if each pint can save 3 lives, then there is expected to be about 468 lives saved here in Alabama just from today's blood drive.
The blood benefits anyone in Alabama. Unfortunately, we never collect enough blood to supply all of our hospitals, so it definitely stays in Alabama and it goes to all the hospitals where the types are needed.
Students in different sororities and fraternities are hoping to win the points for their group, but they also have other reasons for giving a little DNA.
I know it's when you donate blood, you save 3 lives, so it's a big fear of mine. It's been on my bucket list. This is only my 2nd time giving blood, so I really wanted to help out lives and just give back.
I'm A negative, and only like 6% of the population is A negative, so they need a lot of A negative blood, and there's a shortage right now. So just come out and give when I can.
Although most students know that giving blood is good for the community, it's not always easy, and it helps to have a little support from friends.
Last year, when I gave blood, I was by myself and it was pretty hard. I ended up passing out, so I have a bad experience. So this time I was really even more nervous because I was afraid that I was going to pass out again. And my friends here, they were by my side holding my hand, so it really helped me and I got through it this time.
Participants in the Greek Week blood drive said they enjoy the friendly competition not only to gain points, but also to give back. The blood drive just ended at 5 p.m. and organizers say 281 people turned out for the drive. Well, Tiffany, are you ready for some football?
I sure am, Courtney, and it seems like all the fraternities and sororities are as well. Justin McNally gives us the details of last night's all-Greek matchup.
On Tuesday night, fraternities and sororities gathered at Larry Blakeney Field to partake in the annual Overtime Challenge as a part of Greek Week. The different groups squared off in separate flag football games, pitting fraternity against fraternity and sorority against sorority. And while winning was everyone's goal, unity was truly the grand prize.
Greek Week's like a big field day for college kids, but it's really important. It brings out all the competitive sides and everybody. So it's kind of like intramurals, but a whole step up. And I think everybody just wants their sorority and fraternity to be the best and just show how much we have and the unity we have with each other.
While a flag football game may not excite some people, there was a little extra incentive this year. No, it was not a tangible prize, but something some students will always remember.
While it may not be March Madness, Greek Week offers fraternities and sororities the opportunity to play games in a less competitive atmosphere. So why not have one of those games featured here at beautiful Veterans Memorial Stadium?
I think it's a great opportunity for all the councils, Greeks, and fraternities and sororities to come together and play in something like this, especially being allowed to play on the same field as the Trojans, following all the success they've had in the current years.
With Greek Week halfway over with, some students might think they missed out by missing the Overtime Challenge. However, there are still several events for them to attend.
And on Thursday, we have kickball out on Sorority Hill, where the teams, we put all the chapters together and make up 5 teams by combining different organizations into 5 teams, and out of that they'll be playing each other tomorrow or on Thursday with kickball on Sorority Hill. And then we wrap up the week with Relay for Life going into Trojan Day, which is the spring preview day, and then on Sunday we have Greek games out on Sorority Hill.
Justin McNelly, Troy, TrojanVision News.
At the end of the night, Sigma Chi was able to pick up the win for the fraternities and Kappa Delta for the sororities.
And now taking a look at news from around the state. In Birmingham, already saddled with the largest municipal bankruptcy in U.S. history, Jefferson County commissioners have voted to default on more than $15 million in bond payments due next week. Commission President David Carrington says making the payment due Tuesday would threaten the operation of county government.
In Montgomery, 2 Mobile attorneys, including one who sued former Chief Justice Roy Moore over his 10 Commandments monument, are launching write-in campaigns to try to keep Moore from returning to the Chief Justice's office. Ginger Pointner and Melinda Maddox say Moore's victory in the Republican primary March 13th prompted them to enter the race.
Also in Montgomery, Governor Robert Bentley's state finance director has asked state agency heads for ideas for legislation that could increase fees or provide help in some other way to ease cutbacks in the state general fund budget. Finance Director Marquita Davis says she's looking for inventive and innovative suggestions for addressing budget cuts. She says nothing is off the table except tax increases.
And still to come on TrojanVision Nightly News, the Troy baseball team was in action last night against an in-state rival. Dustin Carroll will be in with the details later in sports.
But first, the FBI is investigating a JetBlue pilot who had a complete meltdown in midair. We'll have the details on that story and more when we come back.
Traditional light bulbs actually generate 9 times more heat than light. Switch to Energy Star light bulbs, and you'll realize just how much cash you are really burning through. Saving energy saves you money. Learn more at EnergySavers.gov.
Over the course of time, Troy has consistently turned out quality graduates.
We're trying to develop future leaders.
If it had not been for Troy University, I would have never had the honor of being the Alabama Teacher of the Year.
We want to educate the mind to think, the heart to feel, the body to act. And we do that within the framework of one real university.
Troy University, in class, online, within reach. Troy.edu.
From the high-definition digital production studios of Troy University, you're watching the award-winning TrojanVision Nightly News.
And now for a look at what's happening across the nation and around the world, we go to Tiffany Lester at the Global News Desk. Tiffany?
The JetBlue pilot, whose passengers said had a complete meltdown in midair, is under police guard undergoing psychiatric treatment at a Texas hospital. Begad Shaban reports from Los Angeles. The FBI is leading up an investigation into possible federal charges against the captain.
JetBlue has suspended the pilot who caused the midair chaos on Flight 191. Passengers say veteran pilot Clayton Osmond had a mental breakdown, running up the aisle ranting about a bomb and screaming, "They are going to take us down." The 49-year-old captain became irate after his co-pilot tricked him into leaving the cockpit so he could lock him out.
He's banging on the door, yelling at the first officer, I think his name was Steve, you know, bring the throttle to idle, bring it to idle, bring it to idle, we're going down, we're all going to die, pray to Jesus.
When a flight attendant couldn't calm the pilot, passengers took action, including former law enforcement officials who happened to be traveling to a security conference in Las Vegas.
Impulsively, four of us just jumped up and grabbed him and pulled him away from the cockpit door, and he started ranting about Iraq, Iran, they're going to take us down.
We had no other option but to physically restrain this individual on the ground until the plane was safely landed.
The crew brought an off-duty pilot who was on board into the cockpit to help with an emergency landing.
We're declaring emergency at this time. We're going to need priority to get into Amarillo.
The JetBlue flight from New York to Las Vegas landed safely in Texas, and Osmond was taken into custody. In a TV interview, the president of JetBlue says he's known Osmond for years and that nothing in the pilot's record would indicate he would be a risk on a flight. Bigat Chaban, CBS News.
A wildfire in Colorado has burned more than 4,500 acres and is still at 0% containment. At least 2 people are dead and a search is on for a missing woman. Teresa Garcia has the story from Los Angeles.
Planes are dropping fire retardant on the wildfire outside of Denver for a second day. Winds have been light.
We're hopeful that this is going to be a good day. The air support, lots of firefighters on the ground, and good weather conditions.
The U.S. Forest Service is now in charge of the operation, and more firefighters are arriving to build containment lines around the 7-square-mile blaze.
They've been coming in from all over the country, Arizona, New Mexico, South Dakota, Utah. Lots of firefighters, local firefighters from across the state.
An elite search and rescue team has been brought in to find a woman missing since the fire started. She lives in a severely damaged area. At least 28 homes have already been destroyed and another 900 evacuated.
Do what we can to take care of those folks who lost so much.
The Red Cross has set up a shelter at the high school in the town of Aspen Park.
We've had many residents coming by for a hot cup of coffee, 3 meals a day, snacks, as well as the information that's there.
We're worried. We're all worried, especially knowing it's that close to our homes.
The fire appears to be the result of a controlled burn that was started last week. Teresa Garcia, CBS News.
Rallies continue for Trayvon Martin, the teenager killed last month by a neighborhood watch volunteer. The latest demonstration for the 17-year-old has a U.S. congressman facing reprimand. Randall Pinkston reports.
The chair recognizes the gentleman from Illinois, Mr. Rush.
The U.S. House of Representatives was the scene of the latest Trayvon Martin protest.
Just because someone wears a hoodie does not make them a hoodlum.
Illinois Congressman Bobby Rush wore a hoodie as he spoke out against racial profiling. Rush was told to stop.
Oh man,
the member will suspend
because hats are not allowed. He was escorted off the floor of Congress and reprimanded.
Members need to remove their hoods or leave the floor.
Trayvon Martin was wearing a hooded sweatshirt the night neighborhood watch volunteer George Zimmerman shot him. The hoodie has become a symbol of solidarity, worn by demonstrators nationwide. They want Zimmerman charged for killing the 17-year-old.
I think injustice needs to be spoken up for. That's why I'm here.
Zimmerman has gone into hiding since the shooting. He remains free, but now we're learning Sanford police nearly arrested him. Zimmerman told police he fired his weapon in self-defense after Martin attacked him. Lead investigator Chris Serino, seen here on the right, wanted to file manslaughter charges but was told there wasn't enough evidence. The case is now in the hands of a special prosecutor. Investigators are re-interviewing witnesses and examining 911 calls.
So you think he's yelling help?
Yes.
Authorities want to know who was yelling for help before the gunshot.
All right, what is your attitude on him?
The investigation could take weeks.
No justice!
But demonstrators say they want justice now. Randall Pinkston, CBS News, Sanford, Florida.
And that wraps things up from the Global News Desk. To see more stories from across the country and around the world, you can tune into Trojan Vision Global News right after the nightly news. Now, back to you, Courtney.
Thank you, Tiffany. And now Dustin Carroll joins with a look at sports. So, Dustin, I heard that the Trojan baseball team had quite a performance last night.
That's right, Courtney. After a tough weekend series where they did not play that well, they really came out last night and played a complete game. And I'll get into that right now.
Once upon a time, a phrase, "whoop Jack State," escaped the lips of many a Trojan fan. Well, those words rang true last night as the Trojan baseball team did just that. Troy belted out 6 extra base hits, including a pair of home runs, to defeat Jacksonville State 9-1 Tuesday night. 6 Trojans finished the game with multiple hits, and 4 pitchers combined to strike out 13 Gamecock batters in the victory. Danny Collins became the 3rd Troy player to drive in 5 or more runs in a game this season, after pushing 5 runs across the plate on a pair of hits, including a 2-run double in the 1st and a 3-run home run in the 5th. Joe Hernandez got the win in his first start of the season, striking out 5 and allowing just 1 hit. The Trojans are now 4-1 in midweek games this season. Troy has a quick turnaround as they travel to Montgomery for a game tonight at Alabama State. First pitch is scheduled for 6 o'clock. And just like the baseball team, the Troy softball team will also be taking on an in-state opponent tonight when they welcome South Alabama to the Troy softball complex. The Trojans are coming off a week that included 2 victories over ranked teams, number 21 Auburn and number 8 Louisiana Lafayette, although the Trojans would go on to lose the weekend series to the Raging Cajuns 2-3. And as Coach Melanie Davis tells us, the Trojans are going to need the fans' support tonight to help pull this one out.
Huge game on Wednesday night against South. They're doing real well in Sun Belt play, and they're our in-state rival. So we need the folks to come out and enjoy this wonderful spring weather and give us some good support.
First pitch is set for 5 p.m. tonight. Tonight's game will also be shaker giveaway night. All fans in attendance will have a chance to get a free shaker. The Troy women's golf team finished up Tuesday at the University of Arkansas Little Rock Women's Golf Classic with a team score of 912 to finish in 10th place. Haley Lawrence led the Trojans with a final tournament score of 223 to finish tied for 12th at 7 over par. Sydney Conrad set a new career low Tuesday with a 3rd round score of 72. Troy will now be back on course again until they travel to Antoinette to compete in the Sanford Women's Intercollegiate April the 8th through the 10th. Well, Courtney, Tiffany, tonight's softball game, in case you can't make it, TrojanVision will be there broadcasting the game for future rebroadcast on TV. So everybody stay tuned. If they can't make it to the game tonight, they may be able to check it out on TV sometime.
Exactly. It's nothing like being there for the action, but if you can't be there, then seeing on TV is the next best thing.
That's right.
I would definitely like to go so I can get a free shaker.
Thanks.
That would be nice.
Thank you. And still to come on TrojanVision Nightly News, it's time to bring out those walking shoes as Troy University plays host to Relay for Life. We'll find out more in today's Trojan Talk.
Plus, the weather has been so beautiful that all you've needed was a pair of shades to block this bright sunshine. Well, Bree, is all we need some shades, or should we keep our umbrellas handy?
We have been seeing those very beautiful conditions for the first half of this week, but as we move throughout the rest of the week, it looks like those conditions may be changing. I'll have more coming up in weather.
Welcome home, man.
From the high-definition digital production studios of Troy University, you're watching the award-winning TrojanVision Nightly News.
Troy University's official student newspaper, The Tropolitan, comes out every Thursday. To give us a look at what will be in tomorrow's edition of The Trop, here's Ed Bailey.
Good evening, Troy University. Here's what you can expect to see in this week's edition of The Trop. News will have word on the burglary and sexual assault that took place earlier in the week. We'll also have the lowdown on the Chancellor's Fellowships. Features will have the scoop on a hopeful politician's visit to campus. Arts and Entertainment will offer a special look at the Kinetics display in Malone Hall. And sports will have coverage of Trojan softball's recent big wins as well as the recent coaching changes. And that's tomorrow's Trop Today. I'm Perspectives Editor Ed Bailey.
And now Bree Sanders joins us for a look at weather.
So Bree, it was sunny skies today, nice and warm, high or low 80-degree high. Should we be expecting to see more of that, or is this warm front bringing in some rain in our area?
Well, it looks like these beautiful conditions may be bringing in some rain conditions for the rest of the week, but I'll get more into that in just a moment. First, let's take a look at our campus snapshot. Right now on campus, we see that it's a very beautiful day outside, so whether you're headed to class or headed home from work, you may want to just stay outside and enjoy the view. Today's conditions right now, we have sunny skies, temperatures at 78 degrees, dew points at 56 degrees, humidity at 46%, barometers at 30.09 inches and steady. Winds are coming in from the south-southwest from 5 to 10 miles per hour. Today's stats, we had a high today of 85, a low of 56. There was no rain today. The sun rises at 6:35 a.m. and it should set at 7:02 p.m. Looking at our temperatures around the state, overall the state is experiencing some higher 70, low 80-degree temperatures. Mobile coming in at 78, Huntsville and Birmingham at 79, Montgomery at 80, Troy and Dothan at 78, as well as Phoenix City at 81. Looking at our temperatures around the southeast in our area, we're experiencing some mid-80-degree temperatures. And as we look at our temperatures as a whole here on the East Coast, we see they're in the 20s and 30s. But as we head back throughout our area, those temperatures warm up just a little bit. Looking at our current surface map here in our area, we see we have a cold front. Looks like it could be headed through our area later on this week. And as we take a closer look, right now we have a few light winds in our area, nothing too much to worry about. Precipitation forecast over the next 48 hours, it looks like mainly in our area we should remain clear, but we do have these rain conditions headed through the northern part over our state, which may be coming in our area later on this weekend as we head into Thursday. That rain comes in through our state through the west part right here. On Friday, it looks like the rain covers our area, about half of an inch to an inch of rain or so, so you may want to grab that umbrella and that rain gear out just to stay dry. Moving into our weekend, that rain gets a little bit heavier, about another inch or so added onto it. And as we end our weekend on Sunday, that rain clears back out of our area. For tonight's forecast, we have mainly clear skies, no rain, winds light and variable coming in from the south-southwest at about 5 miles per hour with a low of 57. For tomorrow's forecast, we have mostly sunny skies, no rain in our area, a very warm and windy day tomorrow. Winds coming in from the west-southwest from about 5 to 10 miles per hour with a high of 83. So tomorrow will be much like today. Picture perfect, very warm outside. You can definitely enjoy your day tomorrow. Our class outlook for tomorrow, at about 7 a.m. it should be about 59 degrees. You may need a light jacket. When it gets to 10 a.m. we should warm up to about 71. You can eat breakfast. Around 1 p.m. it gets to about 79. You can definitely go jogging, go exercising tomorrow if you like. And at about 3 p.m. it'll get to the high around 81. You can definitely go outside and enjoy the view. Like I said, tomorrow should be a picture perfect day, much like today. For our 4-day forecast, tomorrow's high will be 83, the low will be 58. Friday, that high gets to 79 with that low of 63. Saturday, we have that high of 81 and 30% chance of scattered thunderstorms there with a low of 60. And Sunday, that rain stays in our area with a high of 85. So, Tiffany, you did say today as well as the first half of this week we had beautiful conditions in our area, but it looks like the rest of the week on into the weekend that rain may be coming back into our area.
I know a lot of us are going to be sad to see that rain come because a lot of us in the Troy area have gotten used to seeing those nice sunny days.
I know, that's right.
All right, well, thank you, Bree.
You're welcome. Thanks.